Bassman51able coming back to you, brought to you by Bass Players Heaven LLC, aka Bishop Duckworth. These are my bass collections now. I got rid of some of the ones you saw in my old video, and these are some of the newer ones. Let me run through them real quick so you won't get bored, as I said on the last one. This bass here is the newest one to my collection. This is the bass, the G&L M2500. Yes, sir. I love that baby. I call it Sweet Alyssa 2 because I had a black top Fender that I had called Sweet Alyssa, but I sold her and got this one in return on that one, to replace that one rather. So that's what it is. Sweet Alyssa 2, the G&L 5, the G&L M2500. That's sweet. And next to it, my Music Man that I call Blackfoot because of the black patch that's around it, the circle patch right there. I call it Blackfoot. And that's my Music Man 5-string Sterling. Look at that baby there. Yeah, buddy. Love it. I call this one Blackfoot because of the patch. Yeah, Blackfoot. Like that. Some people told me I should call it patch, which I did, but I changed it to Blackfoot because it got one patch on there. Anyway, this is the little duck, the one that I didn't have on the last collection that I showed on my last video. And that's the little duck with the Kango on it right there. Hand carved by me personally, so I wouldn't get rid of my bass because I love the tone. I call it the little duck bass. This is the Ibanez Road Gear 900, and there's the little duck head I carved in there with my wood carver with a Kango hat on his head because I love my Kangos. Look at that baby there, and I put my duck name inside the inlay. Make it look sort of ducky. Anyway, that's it right there. That's the little duck. Oh yeah, that baby can pound too. And here, another one in my collection, my big boy, my buddy Big Ken. He had this one special built. This is the classic Music Man Stingray. Look at that baby there. That's a great one. It was specially built and ordered through Music Man by Ken Garrett, my big friend, big buddy Ken. How did I get it? Because he got my old Bishop bass, and we always trading on stuff when we hear some good sounds. So this one here I call Honesty because I had another bass I named Honesty and I got rid of it. And my baby said she wanted another bass named after her. So I figured because this is a classic and she's a classic, then my baby deserved a good looking bass to call Honesty. That's my baby bass name, Honesty. The Music Man Stingray 5-string, the Honesty bass. All right, here's another one, the 6-string Ibanez SDGR, the SDGR series. Look at that baby there. That's the Prestige series. That's that new 6-string. Look at that. That baby is right. Oh, you waiting on a name on this one? I call it Lil Mama because she is sweet and she can pound. I call her Lil Mama. There she is, the Ibanez. Oh, yes, sir, with the Nordstrom pickups and all that stuff in there. She is a beauty. Picked that one up for my buddy Neil Moore. Amen. He got rid of it, and I went and purchased it back from the store. And she been pounding ever since. Yep, that's my girl, Little Mama. And this one was still a part of my collection from the last one. Y'all know this one, I called it Mercy, but I might have to change the name, but right now she's still called Mercy. The bass is called Mercy because this Traben, the original Traben, this baby, no it bumps. This the John Mayer series, the original Trabens. Oh yeah, I call him Mercy. As they always say, mercy, mercy, mercy. She's sweet. All right, and here's what used to be called the ghost bass on my last video, and I changed the name to the Bishop bass. As you can see right there between the strings, the Bishop bass. Why? Because I told y'all I got rid of the blue one, then traded it for my classic by Big Ken Garrett. And this one here, I changed it from the name Ghost to Bishop, and I put new preamp in there and the new pick guard on it, and that's all she wrote. That's all he wrote. That's why it's called the Bishop bass. Look at that bass there. He can go. That's my Carvin, but I call it the Bishop bass by Carvin. Yes, buddy, the SB5000. I give it the nickname, the Bishop bass. Here's another new one that's been added to my collection. It is the Yamaha bass. Look at that baby there. I booted it by putting in the Bartolini preamp, the 4.7. Put it in there, left it a 9-volt because it's so cold and sounds so good that I didn't have to boot it to 18. But it's set for 18 if I want to change over. That's the Yamaha bass. This one took the place, it got the name the Renee bass because I had a Renee bass that I named after my wife because it's a sweet sound. And because I got rid of it, I had to replace it by getting another Renee bass. So I called the Yamaha the Renee bass. Sweet. Yes, sir. And it got a tone out of this world. So as I want to let you see these once again before I bring the other ones up, and there they are. There's the Renee bass, the Yamaha, the Bishop bass, the Carvin SB5000. Yeah, buddy, that's the Bishop bass. And Mercy, the Traben, the John Mayer original Traben. That is awesome. Y'all would love that tone of that bass. Sounds exactly like a Music Man. And there's Lil Mama, the SDGR, the Sound Gear by Ibanez. I call it the Lil Mama. Lil Mama, she sure enough know how to bound. And my brothers and sisters, there's the Honesty bass. Yes, sir. The classic Music Man Stingray. Can't beat that. And I call it the Honesty bass. Look at that neck. Look at those, that neck. Look at that neck. That's that bird's eye maple. Yeah, I want to get close so you can see the bird's eyes in there. They call it bird's eye maple because it looks like little bird eyes. It's so sweet. Yep, that's the Music Man Stingray I call the Honesty bass. Chances are she may be going out the collection soon again, and I might get the old Bishop back, and I will have to change that name back to the Honesty bass if that's what happens, because Big Ken is my buddy and I don't mind doing things with him. And there's the duck bass, the little duck bass. There it is. Look at that pretty little car bass, little ducky in there. Yeah, buddy, that little duck can pound too. It is an 18 volt. Everything, all my basses are 18 volts. All my basses are 18 volt, except for the Yamaha bass, the Renee bass. It's a 9 volt, but everything else is booted to 18. There's Blackfoot. Yeah, I call it Blackfoot because of that round patch. One big patch. I might change the name back to Patch. It sounds a little more right because it's a patch on there. But for now, I'll just call it Blackfoot because it stomps. Yeah. And there's Sweet Alyssa 2, the G&L M2500. Yes, buddy. And she pounds. Sweet. All these basses sound good. Well, I must swing over now to my next set of collection, the final big boys, before we go off. So I will have to do a part 2 video, which I'm signing off now so we can go and I can bring my last set of big boys out so you all can see them, and then you'll know what all I got in my collection. All right, this is Bassman Vic, aka bassman51able, and aka Bishop Duckworth and Bass Players Heaven, basses by Duck. All right. Part 2 coming up.